Hi, I'm Artemis, and I'm going to teach you the basics on how to draw an eye digitally. So I tend to draw at an angle because it's easier for me. There's a bunch of different ways you can do this, but I kind of learned with this setup. So you have two dots at equal levels on the front or on both ends. Then you have ones that are across from each other on the top and bottom. And you start at this bottom dot and you go up to that top dot. That will be part of the top lid. And then from there, you go down to the first dot right there. After that, you go back to this line, you go a little bit below that dot, and you make a little round piece, if you can see that. And then from there, you go and divot down to right above that bottom dot, and you go up and meet the ends at that top dot. There's how to do a version of an eye. From there, I add the lines. And then you have to remember your eyes have a water line. On the bottom eyelash, or on the bottom eyelid especially, you need to remember eyelashes don't start here. They start on that water line. So when you go to do eyelashes, it starts on that water line, not on the eye edge itself. You can also add a slight water line on the top eye. It's not always very apparent, so I tend not to. And then you add a little piece right here, which is kind of where your tear duct is, and you add a piece for the tear duct on the inside. If you look in your eye, the tear duct has these three fleshy little pieces on the inside. Sorry if that grosses people out. So you have your three kind of fleshy little sections on the inside. And then the outside one is smaller, and it has kind of a similar thing. Okay, from there, I find it helpful to then do the eyebrow, which I will freely admit I am still learning how to do myself. But I draw just in front, like not far from the front of the eye and a little bit over the back. And it changes on the type of person, the type of eyebrow. And I try to keep this front part round and go up and over and meet at a point. So there's so far. You can add a couple lines if you want. Give it a little texture. Say they're tired or something. I don't know. I mean, everybody's tired. Sometimes, at least, anyways. Okay, and then for the eye itself. If you look at your eye in the mirror, it's probably, and most likely, not the same as everybody else's. Or anybody else's, because eyes are pretty unique to the person. So for this one, we have a relatively circular shape. I mean, circles are hard. Give me some credit for this. And then from there, we can draw a loose circle in the middle. You go and you press a little harder on your pen if you have pressure settings. If not, you can just turn the thickness up and try to get it a circle. You can also use the circle settings, but quite frankly, I draw 90% of my stuff freehand. I don't like using the stencils and pre-made stuff. Personal preference. Once you fill in that eyeball, you can go and solidify the outside of the colored piece. Like this. All right. You can clean up the edges with your eraser, but this is a rough draw, so you don't need to do all that much. All right. Thank you so much for watching, and come again for part 2.